This is Joe Biden, the President of the United States. On Monday, April 1st, the White House held its annual Easter egg roll, and this year's theme was special. Here's Biden's caretaker, Dr. First Lady, to explain.
And Dr. Biden, what's the theme this year? This is something close to your heart.
It is. You know, I've been a teacher for over 30 years, so this is education. So as you can see, there's something for everybody here. So we have science projects, we have phys ed class, you can learn about the solar eclipse that's coming, we have a reading nook, we have dinosaurs, something for everybody. Because education just doesn't happen in the classroom.
We have a physics class in education. Oh my God, can't you just let kids be kids and let them celebrate Easter like normal children?
You know, 1878, this started with Rutherford B. Hayes. I think I met him, but, what is it?
A classmate of mine.
One of your classmates.
Yes, we get it. Joe Biden is old.
So here we are. You're in what's probably your final campaign. And
Probably? Is Al Roker suggesting that Joe Biden loses in 2024, that he could run again in 2028 or beyond? Jesus Christ.
You know, and people are like saying, well, I don't know. I'm not so crazy about whatever I've got. What's your message to people about why they've got to engage and get out there to vote?
People are saying, well, I don't know. I'm not so crazy about whatever I've got. I have no idea what that's supposed to mean. Isn't Al Roker like a weatherman or something?
Well, I think people are going to surprise people again. They're going to engage. An overwhelming response when we're out on the road. Look, we have tens of thousands of people contributing $5-10 a pop.
So the question was, why should people engage and go out and vote? And Joe Biden's response is, we have tens of thousands of people giving us money. Got it.
I mean, I just think people are so tired of the negativity that is propagated.
So the most divisive president in my lifetime is worried about negativity. That's rich.
Trump and the extreme MAGA Republicans are a clear and present danger to our democracy. Far more Americans from every background and belief who reject the extreme MAGA ideology than those that accept it. We must be stronger, more determined, and more committed to saving American democracy than MAGA Republicans are to destroying American democracy.
So Captain Democracy not only routinely demonizes half the country, but he constantly lies about Donald Trump.
Remember, during the pandemic, Donald Trump told us to inject ourselves with bleach. He said there's nothing to worry about if you do that.
He told Americans all they had to do was inject bleach in themselves. Remember that? Not a joke. You'd think I'm making this up if you just take a real shot of UV light.
Again, Trump never said any of that. Even PolitiFact rated Biden's claim as mostly false. Because, you can never say that a Democrat is completely false. Seriously, I dare you to find the video clip with that exact quote. You can't because it doesn't exist.
After another shooting in Iowa recently, he said, when asked what to do about it, he said, just get over it. There's his quote, just get over it.
So is Joe Biden correctly quoting Donald Trump? Spoiler alert, he's not. Here's the unedited clip of Trump in Sioux City, Iowa, because you likely haven't seen it.
Before going further, I want to send our support and our deepest sympathies to the victims and families touched by the terrible school shooting yesterday in Perry, Iowa. To the entire community, we love you, we pray for you, and we ask God to heal and comfort really the whole state and the pain that you have. This is something that's very unique to your state. We're really with you as much as anybody can be. It's a very terrible thing that happened, and it's just horrible to see that happening. That's just horrible. So surprising to see it here. But we have to get over it. We have to move forward. But to the relatives and to all of the people that are so devastated right now, to a point they can't breathe, they can't live, we are with you all the way. We're with you, and we love you and cherish you.
So, two things. A, Joe Biden said that Trump was asked what to do about it, which didn't happen. and said that Trump's answer was, just get over it, which, again, didn't happen. I'll play Biden's claim again because I just need you to see this lie.
When asked what to do about it, he said, just get over it. There's his quote, just get over it.
But that wasn't his quote. He's literally putting words into Trump's mouth, suggesting that Trump was annoyed and saying it like, look, just get over it, okay? Joe Biden is not only a disgusting liar, but he's also a very evil and very immoral person.
I'm honest.
Anyway, the Weatherman's interview continued with more lies and more Biden BS.
When people are saying, but Mr. President, I'm feeling, my buck isn't going as far. What do you say to those folks about the economy and what's going on?
Well, I say we have the best economy in the world. We got to make it better. We really do have the best economy in the world.
So Al Roker is basically asking, how do you win over people who think the economy sucks? And Joe Biden's response is, we have the best economy in the world. The reality is that Joe Biden and the Democrats are completely out of touch with working Americans. A recent Fox News poll found that 73% of registered voters rate the economy negatively. And Joe Biden's response, we're the best economy in the world. It doesn't mean anything to people who are struggling to pay their bills or can't afford to purchase a home because of record high mortgage rates.
Jobs are up more than they've ever been.
But this is a meaningless statement, since throughout history, there's almost always been more jobs than there's ever been, with the exception of recessions and economic downturns, of course. And the fact that Joe Biden is like, there are more jobs than ever, it doesn't mean anything. For example, there's the labor force participation rate, which is the percentage of the population that is either working or actively looking for work. The LFPR is lower under Joe Biden than it was under President Trump. And according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, we've lost more than 1.8 million full-time jobs since November of last year. And those full-time jobs are missing thanks to the Obama administration's poor economic policies. In an attempt to curb 40-year high inflation, the Federal Reserve raised interest rates to 5.33%, the highest they've been in more than 2 decades. A higher interest rate makes it harder for companies to raise capital to invest in new technology and infrastructure or generally expand their business. Things that create new jobs. And when there's an economic downturn or even the threat of one, companies tend to lay off their employees. And for the average consumer, high interest rates force the tightening of finances. When they have to spend more on mortgages and credit cards and student loans, they have less money to spend on everything else, which in turn affects the economy. And when customers are threatened with potential layoffs, they tend to hold off making big purchases, like buying a home or purchasing a new car, and that negatively affects the economy. And it can all be traced back to the Biden administration.
That's Bidenomics in action. You think I'm kidding? We have people look, I think we're going to find out that what happened as a consequence of the crisis we had in health is going to have a lasting effect. And we just got to get people to move again.
So instead of taking any responsibility, Biden's like, it's because of COVID and people aren't moving. What the hell?
Yeah, and how are you feeling going into this last campaign?
I feel great. I've been traveling across the country. People are ready to go, and we're going to win this.
Oh, sure. You can trust the woman who compared Latinos to tacos. We're going to win this. However, all the polling suggests otherwise. According to a new Wall Street Journal poll, Trump leads Biden in 6 of 7 battleground states, including Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, North Carolina, Nevada, and Pennsylvania. And in Wisconsin, Trump and Biden are tied.
I feel that Joe will be reelected.
But when these polls, like the Wall Street Journal one, land in the White House and he's losing in all the battleground states.
No, he's not losing in all the battleground states. He's coming up, and he's even or doing better. So you know what?
Even or doing better.
People are excited, and I really feel like, people know the choice this election. They can choose chaos or they can choose, steady. wisdom.
Don't mess with the women in America unless you want to get the benefit.
Once people start to focus in and they see their two choices, it's obvious that Joe will win this election.
All right.
Two choices? It's not a two-choice race, honey, because you're forgetting that several others are running for president, including Robert F. Kennedy Jr. A poll conducted by left-wing think tank Data for Progress shows that in a six-way race, Trump wins with 42% of the vote. And that poll is not an outlier. In a five-way race between Trump, Biden, Kennedy, Cornel West, and Jill Stein, Trump consistently comes out on top. And this should be good news for Trump supporters. Yes, there's several months to go before the election, and anything can happen, but it's all pretty encouraging. Well, not to Joe Biden, of course.
Do you know any polling that's accurate these days?
Anyway, that's it for now. Follow me on X, Don't Walk Run. And while you're at it, subscribe to the channel. As always, thanks for tuning in, and I hope to see you next time. If there is a next time.